So I have noticed on YouTube that a lot of people have been doing these 100 days in Stardew Valley where they try to achieve as much as possible, and I have decided what the hell, let's give it a shot too, as I have been covering Stardew Valley on my channel since the 1.3 patch, and so hopefully having couple of hundreds of hours invested into the game, I would be able to impress everyone with my amazing lack of knowledge. Now, in order to keep it fun, I decided to play the game vanilla just as everyone's favorite ice cream flavor, and do not try to deny it. This means I did not install any mods in order to help myself through the journey. And on top of it all, I wanted to make it challenging enough by trying to fulfill the following challenges. Finish the community center, try to marry someone finally in this game, and try to reach the Ginger Island. So I started by making my avatar. I chose which animal I would sacrifice in order to get more subscribers, and I selected the Four Corners map in order to make it a little bit more fun for me as well. Day 1. And so I have started my adventure by waking up in my new home, freaking out over the fact that someone has a key to the doors and they left a box with seeds in the middle of the floor, after which I walked out of the house and I started to wonder what was my granddad up to these past few decades since the farm was in shambles. After I was done taking out my anger on a couple of trees and stones, I decided to plant the parsnips and head to the town to grab 25 more of them from Pierre as I met his customers, and I started to introduce myself to everyone I ran into by saying, "Hi, I'm Max, and I'm also vegan." When I have purchased the seeds, I have bothered most of the townspeople by telling them the same thing, as I managed to bother 22 out of 28 people that day and possibly freak out a young girl who I ran into deep in the woods while chewing on a dandelion. As after that I decided to plant the rest of the seeds I have purchased, and I headed into the bed. On the second day, things started to heat up as I had way too many parsnips and mixed seeds to water, after which I read the message from Willie as I went to see him so I can get my hands on his magnificent rod. I went to see him so he can give me the fishing rod so I can start making some money, as that was exactly what I started to do, finding out at that point when I caught a freshwater fish in an ocean, which I bet none of you can do. This run will be truly epic. But I was running low on energy, so I went into the woods where I came across the motherload of spring onions, after which people started to avoid me. Maybe it was something I ate. I continued the day by doing nothing but fishing in preparations for the next day to make as much money as possible, which of course did not work out the way I was hoping it to. On the third day, it will always rain, so you do not need to bother watering your crops. However, you do need to bother scaring away the crows, which is what I did, and after that I went a little crazy with the axe, as I knew I had the spring onions to help me cope with the exhaustion. Now, lots of people on the third day do fishing, and I do the same. However, a lot of people try to catch catfish and often fail, as they do not go to see Willie and purchase the trout soup, which helps to increase the fishing skill. So even with the bamboo fishing rod, I was able to get 3 catfish, eel, and other things which I had to get ready for the ceremonial sacrifice to the forest spirits. At night, I was running through the woods, coming across even more spring onions, knowing that my breath will never be the same again. On the fourth day, I started by clearing out the stone, which is when I came across the first Geodude. However, as I was outside of Pallet Town and I had no Pokeballs, Nintendo has found out about my joke, and so instead of Geodude, I had to settle for the first Geode. After that, I took all the wood I managed to get that morning and lay it down at the beach to make a bridge to get to the other side of the shore and start to forage for even more goods. On the 5th day, panic did hit me as I had to do a whole lot of things. First was escorting Marnie of my farm after she came in without an invitation and told me that my farm needed a dog, as apparently the tiny part of farm I had cleared out was sufficient for her to judge what my farm needed. But because I was not sure if I will be always eating spring onions only, the dog sure did look tasty enough, so I decided to name him Teddy and adopt him for now. After that, I went to deal with the parsnip, cursing out loud the whole time, as only one of the 38 was of the golden standard, meaning I would have to plant more of them for the quality bundle. Once that has been finished, I ran to see Pierre to sell him the parsnips, get a backpack upgrade, and purchase kale seeds. Unfortunately, due to my shopping, I was broke, so when I went to see the traveling merchant, I saw her carry lots of useful items, like cave carrots, cactus fruit, and coconut, all for the community center which I visited earlier with Louis, but I was broke, so no deal, and that meant I would also have to give Louis on his birthday flower, as the coconut or cactus fruit would have worked better. In the evening, I went into the mines where I met Marlon, and after telling him I am vegan, he tried to stab me with a rusty sword, which failed, so he walked away, leaving me with the weapon as I headed into the mines. On the 6th day, I walked out of the house to find another person roaming around my farm, as Clint has noticed me breaking up stone, so he gave me a blueprint for a furnace, and on top of it he told me about how he can upgrade my tools, after which I did more farming, and once I received a letter from the wizard, and after trapping some major balls with him, I started to donate things to the community center, finishing first bundle and getting 30 seeds as a reward, as I managed to plant most of them that day. Since the 7th day was super lucky, I had a crazy idea to go mining. But first I had to tend to my crops, so after a quick visit to Louis and giving him his birthday gift, I managed to get 20 levels down in the mines, as I came across even a ruby and a red shoot which I have planted. On the 8th day it was raining again, so I did some foraging for mixed seeds, did some fishing, no catfish unfortunately, and when I went to the guild to sell 2 weapons, I was locked out as apparently I was not cool enough yet. Day 9 was an interesting day, as I have decided to take my geodes to Clint to have them cracked open, as I came across enough minerals to be donated to Gunter at the museum to get my 9 cauliflower seeds as a reward, while I also went to finish off the wizard's commission as I gave him his dandelion, which surprised me because when I told him about a dandelion salad when I first met him, all he did was disappear like a proper magician. And then I finished the day by trying to hunt down 10 slimes so I can finally enter the guild hall and sell the weapons, where I luckily came across the infested level, which was still not enough slimes for me, as I barely made it into my home before I collapsed. On the next day, Vincent had his birthday, so after I was done watering the crops, I barely managed to catch him in front of the museum, as then I continued to forage and fish, continuing to rob the local fish population of their treasure chest, as I stole one from a carp and I got 10 pieces of rice shoots from him. Just don't ask me where I had to reach into to get the chest, as it was a thing of nightmares and I have still not recovered from it, hiding my shame in the mines as I descended another 5 levels down. On the 11th day, I saw a note from Robin about her lost axe, which made me run into the Cindersap woods, where I immediately forgot to pick it up, instead harvesting spring onions, as I then had to run back, because you cannot simply forget about a quest which you just read moments ago, living up to the name of the channel, after which I got more parsnip seeds, as in my ultimate wisdom I forgot that I already leveled up my farming, and had access to fertilizer, after which I went into the mines where I assumed I will have to use a torch to find a ladder to the lower levels. On the 12th day, I decided to gamble with my money, as so far I have been trying to save it primarily for the upcoming festival. However, I have gone to see Willy and I have purchased the fiberglass rod, onto which I equipped some of the bait, after which I managed to fulfill Willy's commission for 4 carps, and I have in the evening started to prepare the farm for the strawberries I was going to purchase the next day. On the 13th day, the game has truly begun, as I spent the morning watering crops and preparing a small field of 50 tiles for the strawberries I wanted to purchase, as if you plant them on the day of the event until the end of the season, you are guaranteed to harvest and a lot of money. After which I started to crush the dreams of the local kids, as I collected only 14 eggs that day, and in the evening from eating so many eggs I had so much energy I had to chop down a tree. Wait, what do you mean I was not supposed to eat the eggs? On the 14th day, Haley celebrated her birthday, and for some reason her tracker for gifts was somewhat moved, so I was terrified to give her another gift the whole week, afraid that on her birthday I would not be able to do so and therefore not increase her friendship enough. In the meantime, I finally visited the traveling merchant, who had pufferfish, sandfish, even tilapia, but tilapia did cost 1,000 gold, and my mom only sent me my last allowance in the mail, which was not enough for me to purchase it, so I bought the 2 fish and I dropped them off at the community center, where I finished the spring crop bundle, and I went into the mines, where I started to notice how me not upgrading my tools really started to affect how fast I was able to descend into the lower levels. On the 15th day, the game truly began, as the salmonberry season was finally here. So I collected over 100 salmon berries that day alone, ensuring that I would have the energy for anything, referencing my old video where I tried to do math, counting how many bushes are in the cindersap forest alone, as I also came across cookies and cake in trash cans, and almost enough gold to smelt a gold bar at the beach, realizing I would need to start to do something with my financial situation, as I wanted to tackle the coop and tool upgrades next. On the 16th day, Morris came to steal Pierre's shoppers, but he failed, as with his 50% discount coupons, he only got apparently only 50% of the shoppers, as after the cutscene was done, there were still plenty of people at the store. After that, I had a plan to spend most of my money on that last gold nugget in order to smelt a gold bar so I can finish another bundle, while I harvested bunch of more berries and caught plenty of fish, as I had to purchase more parsnips for the quality bundle. On the 17th day was the last day of salmonberry season, and due to the bad luck, I went to have my pickaxe upgraded, after which I fulfilled a commission for the wizard, realizing I have sold all my amethyst in the meantime, not being able to do the commission for Pam, so I spent the rest of the day chopping down trees to build up resources for the coop. On the 18th day was the day when the salmonberry season was truly at its end, making me wonder if even after 950 hours in the game I knew anything at all, as it made me wonder how many people would be watching until this point, as I felt into almost depressed state as I started to overdose on salmonberries by some tunnel, as I picked myself up and went and gave Pam her birthday gift, about which I would almost forget, truly living up to the name of my channel if I would have not seen her behind entering the saloon, as I spent the rest of the day foraging for berries, ending up with almost 200 of them. On the 19th day, I have found out that tomorrow too it will be raining, and because my pickaxe was done, I went to see Clint and I put in the upgrade for the watering can, after which I managed to catch a catfish, so I can go and roleplay Gollum from Lord of the Rings inside of the caves where I would eat raw fish while mining for my precious. Also in the morning, Dimitri showed up wondering if he can do weird things inside of my cave, and normally I go for the mushroom cave, as this way you are always guaranteed 6 mushrooms daily, making you a lot of money. But because lots of the bundles require fruit and I hate planting fruit trees outside of the greenhouse, I have decided to go with the fruit bats. On the 20th day, when I reached the first fifth of the game, I knew I would have to step things up. I started by putting Robin to work, after which I dropped off more things at the community center. I then started to sabotage Joja Mart by handing out beer to its employees, after which I went into the mines where I tried to kill a ghost for an hour, as I'm incredibly stubborn, but I got 2 solar essence out of it, knowing damn well I would be able to finish off the adventures bundle. On the 21st day, I started to work like crazy because I had my first harvest of strawberries and other crops. As I dropped off cauliflower for Jody, I picked up a commission from Maru. I delivered bunch of things to the community center, gaining access to the last bundle, as both blackberry and spiceberries from the bats and solar essence can be delivered, after which I laid down the crab pot. I did a whole lot of fishing, as the sea was full of fish, realizing that maybe for the first time ever, I might have a partner for the dance event, as I came across Pink Cake day after Haley's birthday, and having already 3 hearts, that might be the gift to make it happen. On day 22, the last Monday of the season, I held my breath as I approached Haley, giving her the cake, which she loves, but not enough to give me another heart, therefore most likely making me skip the dance event, as I did not care so much for the rare crow, as I proceeded to cry my heart out in the woods while foraging for spring onions, as I came across the ancient seed, putting a big smile on my face, as I also managed to catch a whole lot of fish, realizing I forgot about Maru's quest as I pulled out a herring out of the water. Day 23 was really bad because Robin was done with the coup, and because it was Tuesday, I would not be able to purchase anything from Marnie, and realizing that not being able to have a dance partner or money to purchase the barn, I have decided to go into the mines where I was constantly harassed by 3 musketeers. On day 24, because I did not have a dance partner, I went instead mining, where I reached level 68, got a new weapon, and also came across a diamond. But secretly, all I wanted to do is boogie. On day 25, I decided to step things up, and I started by harvesting the second batch of strawberries and the last potato of the season, which I turned into radio clock, wondering why we aren't funding this stuff. After that, I ran into the cave holding a strawberry, explaining to the board of directors that their import rate this quarter has been horrible, after which I purchased 4 chickens from Marnie, naming them Chicken 1, 2, and 3, and Larry, but because I was going to eat Larry, but to make the chickens afraid and grow up faster, I named him Chicken 4 and told them that anyone can become Larry, after which I made it into level 75 in the mines. On day 26, I totally forgot to celebrate Pierre's birthday, as I was busy chopping down trees and mining for stone, as the only visit I made to the town was to have my hoe upgrade, as I reached level 80 in mines. On day 27, I knew I will be busy like crazy, as I started by chopping down trees to get the remaining wood for barn, along with big harvest of kale and cauliflower, after which I went out to give Emily her birthday gift followed by visiting Pierre, selling him goods so I can afford the barn. After which I went to see Robin, giving her the commission, and I went into the mines, coming across fire quartz so that the boiler room was finally finished and minecarts can be fixed, helping me reduce the commute time around the valley dramatically. On the last day of spring, I went to pick up my hoe and put in upgrade for the axe so I can start chopping down the logs for hardwood and get access to the secret woods during the summer season. I decided to go say goodbye to the spring onions, but unfortunately none of them showed up. In the meantime, I also managed to hijack Emily's dream, turning it into a nightmare, and then I started to create sprinklers for the summer as I planted the ancient seed as I placed speed grow underneath it. On day 29, the game has truly started, as summer was here and I was able to start focusing on bigger farming thanks to implementation of sprinklers, which I worked on throughout the day, putting down 10 of them, while bats have surprised me by delivering a pomegranate, after which I went to see Pierre and I bought lots of seeds and speed grow for blueberries, and I finished the day off in the mines by getting a diamond. On the 30th day, I got my hands on the steel axe, so I was finally able to start cutting down the stumps at the farm and get access to the secret woods, where I came across the fiddle fern tern, and after 12 carbs, I finally caught a wood skip, and at night, the earthquake happened. On day 31, I woke up feeling lucky, and my luck paid off as I first came across apricot in the cave. Then I went and bought 2 cows, originally wanting to call them after my favorite cuts of steak, but I decided to just go with Moo Moo 1 and Moo Moo 2, after which I headed into the mines, catching ghost fish and finishing special fish bundle and construction bundle that day. On day 32, I started to make my mayonnaise empire as I was missing the earth crystal for the 4th mayo machine, but when I went to see Clint and he cracked open those geodes as if he knew that it was what I needed, so I gave him a big kiss. But after I tasted spaghetti from Gus's saloon on his mustache, I decided to stop and spend the rest of the day fishing, during which I stopped by Willie's shop where he teased the ship that can take me to the Ginger Island. Great, as if I did not know in how much trouble I was already. On day 33, I went to see the traveling merchant who had a beet, but I did not need it, so I decided to decimate the local tree population, after which I collected a lot of mayonnaise at the farm, and I was supposed to give it to Pierre, who just had this evil grin on his face when he was handing me money for it, which I used to buy more seeds. Day 34 was quite uneventful, as I saw a sweet pea which I wanted to grab, but Sam destroyed it, which is when I swore that I will destroy him, as I stole some valuables from a pike, and when I fished out a can of Joja Cola out of the water, I laughed as I handed it to him, watching him drink it. After which I went to see Clint, who gave me the first taste of iridium, after which I almost kissed him again. Day 35 was really great, as I woke up and I saw that Emily did send over cloth, meaning artisanal bundle was done. Also, when I went to see Clint, he cracked geodes and giving me the last piece of iridium for the first iridium bar, after which he took my pickaxe to be upgraded, and I also bought duck egg and poppy from the traveling merchant. On day 36, I was in big trouble. Not only were my cows mature and I did not have the pail, it was a Monday. So I knew on Tuesday, the next day, Marnie would not be willing to sell it to me, and so I would have to wait much longer to milk my cows. And on top of it, Emily reminded me of the Ginger Island thanks to her parrots. On day 37, I decided to confront Marnie as she refused to serve a customer, after which I went to see Pierre where I purchased the last backpack upgrade, after which I was broke again, so I went into the mines where I came across a couple of diamonds, But I gave Emily only a topaz because I was running on no bait. For fishing, I went slaying bugs where I got swarmed by flies and larvae, which dropped the 4th dwarf scroll. Day 38. Now this day was truly something else, as I decided to go see Marnie, and I bought the milking bucket along with 2 new moo-moos, after which I went to the museum where I donated the scroll and I taught myself a new language, followed by giving Maru her birthday gift as I came across a mother lode of fish in high concentration place, which lasted for a good couple of hours, allowing me to get 2 sturgeons, one of which was donated to the community center and the other one I kept for a fish pond. And I also came across the grape that allowed me to finish the summer foraging bundle. Day 39 was the day of the luau, so I did all the work at the farm, came across first large egg, and I went to the luau to show the governor I mean business by helping make the best damn soup by putting in gold star cauliflower. On the 40th day, I knew I would have to step up my game, and I did it by actually harvesting my first blueberries and starfruit, which I turned into jelly. I then proceeded to the beach to forage and even came across the legendary fish as I installed 10 lightning rods at the farm for the upcoming storm, as I purchased the apple sapling as I knew I cannot rely on the bats. On the 41st day, I was busy as I have collected another harvest of blueberries and melons, which I sold for profit. After which I went to see Billy to buy that iridium rod and a trapper bobber, which helped me caught 2 octopus. 2 octopuses? What's the plural of octopus? Anyhow, I managed to also catch the crimson fish and the little red devil that I needed to finish the ocean fish bundle. And thanks to the red snapper and a melon, I was able to finish 2 more bundles, as I have finished the day by reaching level 110 in mines and getting some fresh new kicks. Day 42 was a bit bad as I realized I did not have the necessary wood to upgrade the house, so I was chopping down trees when I went to see the traveling merchant, realizing she still was refusing to sell me the red cabbage seeds, as I went to take out my anger into the mines, allowing me to reach level 5 of fighting. Day 43, well, it was finally here. I went to see Robin to get the house upgraded, but Demetrius had to do that dad thing of his, which got me kicked out of the house. After which I went to see the fellas at the guild, as I sold my all Louis Vuitton shoes, as I wanted the new Dolce Gabbanas, but they weren't in stock, and later when I found out that I was out of iron, I had it replenished by the mines because I said so, and I finally reached the bottom of my career. I mean the bottom of the mines. Day 44 started off weird as I was woken up early in the morning due to Robin's banging on the house. As I went outside, did some farming, realizing I do not have enough iron for the hoe upgrade, so instead I expanded the farming and I gave gifts to Haley and Emily as I was working on getting wood for barn upgrade. On day 45, I have received inspection from one of my brown cows while harvesting blueberries. As I asked her why she is not producing chocolate milk, she only answered with moo. And I decided if she will not take the conversation seriously, I will go get my hoe upgraded. On day 46, I wanted to punish Robin for waking me up for past 2 days at the crack of dawn with her hammer. So after I moved Mr. Fuzzy Bear, who I got from Gunter on the 25th day with the ancient seed recipe next to a fireplace, breaking like a gazillion fire safety regulations, I went to the carpenter's shop and she was gone. As I had to use the wiki to find out it was her annual doctor's appointment, I was so mad that I decided to play the Superman and stop a moving train. On day 47, I was really productive as I went to see Clint to put in an upgrade for the pickaxe, being shocked when I discovered aquamarine in his trash can, making me wonder if he's secretly some billionaire in disguise going through some hipster phase, after which I gave the contract to Robin to expand my barn, and I wished her husband happy birthday as I tried to catch lava eel, but all I got was some garbage. On day 48, I was really getting nervous after another big harvest of crops, as I still did not have red cabbage planted, and the summer was getting closer to the end. So after I bought seeds from Pierre, I planted them, after which I was cutting down trees for more upgrades, as I came across motherload of fresh fish when I came across Dorado, and in the evening I tried to catch lava eel again but got nothing but garbage, as I started to suspect Joja Mart from dumping old goods into the mines, as I found way too many Joja Colas. The 49th day started by me harvesting a lot of crops, after which I went to see Marnie, wanting to buy 4 goats. I decided to name them Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, after which I realized I'm white and I cannot name 4 goats, so I just went with goat 1, 2, 3, 4. I also picked up my golden pickaxe and watched Haley lose her bracelet at the beach, which I found and I ran off with it. I gave it back to her, and then went finishing the day by making more preserve jars, and if you ever watched my keg versus preserve jar video, you would know why. And I visited traveling merchant who made me really nervous, still not selling red cabbage, making me wonder if I will manage to finish the bundles, but she did have an apple. Day 50. When I reached the halfway point of the game, it had only just begun, as I had the second lightning storm of the season, making me wonder if the real-life climate changes are affecting the game, as it was really dry so far. After which I went to see Robin, giving her commission for a fish pond, and also Demetrius the melon he wanted, followed by wishing Dwarf happy birthday, which in Dwarfish sounded like if I was putting a curse at him, after which I looked for Mushroom 4 level, finding it, getting mad in the process, as the game has changed it again, so when I tried second and third time to get to the same floor, it was no longer there, but at least I found the purple mushroom finally. Day 51. On that day, I collected battery packs, sold most of them, using one left over to start mr.qi's this guy's quest in the tunnel, after which I tried to find the mushroom floor again. However, I failed miserably, going through 30 levels, and all I was able to do is drop off a rainbow shell at the train station, knowing if I do not get 10 beats to Lewis, I will be screwed. Day 52. I started day 52 with quite extensive harvest, after which it was all about making deals with Robin, so she would agree to build the deluxe barn, as I needed it for sheep and pigs, after which I went to celebrate Willie's birthday. And if you do not know why that is important, you have obviously not seen my Queen of Sauce dishes versus NPC dishes video, which I will link up for you. Day 53 was quite normal. I got a mail from George asking for hot peppers, and when I delivered it that day, he told me what took me so long, and I almost pushed him in that wheelchair into the TV, but I calmed myself down by fishing, as I caught lava eel finally, and ice pick too, which if you would have watched my 1.5 series on the channel, you would know I cannot recommend putting into fish pond despite having more valuable roe than sturgeon. Day 54. Now, if we would be at the Ginger Island already, Leo is celebrating his birthday on that day specifically. But well, since I was still not there, I had other plans. First, my goats were finally mature, so I got a lot of milk, after which I went again broke because I bought a pig and a sheep from Marnie, after which I expanded my furnace count, and then I went into the mines looking for some goods. Day 55, I worked on prepping the farm for further farming by making sprinklers, as I also went and bought shears from Marnie, as I was not sure how chaotic start of a new season is going to be, after which I reached level 10 farming, as I went with the artisanal skill, of course, so all the mayo, cheese, jelly, pale ale and more would make me more money. Day 56. On the last day of summer, I realized that my sturgeon wanted a diamond, and I was always pushing to have money, so I kept selling every diamond I came across, so that I will have to deliver it later on. As I harvested my last blueberries and other crops, before I headed into the village after almost being able to catch Haley as she ran away to the beach from which I was locked away, so I decided to go visit her sister, getting my favorite cutscene of the game, after which I tried to look for the diamond, failing to do so, finishing the season by wondering who would want to eat the jellyfish soup. Day 57 was really challenging as I went to see Pierre. I bought a whole bunch of seeds, which I tried to plant, but unfortunately one of my chickens was sitting on the spot where I needed to plant the last cranberry, which took me so long that I had to milk my cows in complete darkness. Day 58 gave me lots of things to do as I started by tending to my animals, having a mature sheep which I have shorn to get that wool, after which I went to the village where Robin and Louis put together the special quest bulletin board, and Robin made a dad joke, after which I went to give Penny her birthday gift, and I caught a tiger trout, cursing the whole day about not being able to catch walleye, which is only possible on rainy days, as I finally caught it around midnight, allowing me to finish another room in the community center. Day 59 started by me forgetting Gus's quest as I loaded my eggs into the mayo machine, after which I caught the angler, and when I went into the mines I saw Willie dumping a body into the lake, and when I wanted to ask him about it he told me to forget about it or I will be swimming with the fish. Day 60. When I was at this point, things were really not looking good, especially for the red slimes who offended the big capo, as I went and took care of them in the mines. Other than that, George was rude to Penny, and she did not have enough strength to push him into the river due to her slapping Jasmine and Vincent all day long. So I offered my help, and Robin did agree to upgrade my coop. Day 61 was Elliot's birthday, so one of the pomegranates I got from the bats was given to him, allowing me to enter his house, and after I was done touching all his stuff, I went and sell the ancient fruit wine like a total idiot, forgetting to keep it for the display case later for that season, as I decided to turn the golden ancient fruit into more seeds, as the traveling merchant failed to provide me with cabbage seed yet again. Day 62 started great as I got cloth from Emily, which I sold, after which I went to see Marnie and I bought 4 ducks as Robin was done with the coop upgrade. However, returning to the farm, I wanted to check how much of a good guard dog is my dog, but when I started to mine right next to him and he did not even move, I knew I would have to cook him up one of these days, so I started to bribe Linus for the recipe. Day 63 was looking good as I got my first cranberry harvest, after which I went to see the traveling merchant who did not have red cabbage again, and when I asked her why, she said because I was feeding her big snacks and it turned purple, followed by a visit to Clint where I got iridium from the geodes. Day 64 was really interesting as Gunter showed up telling me that there was a key that can unlock his heart, but all I got was this rusty key, so I did not know what he meant by the metaphor. My goats also refused to give me yet again the big goat milk, so I decided to go see Robin and burn through my cash by buying the deluxe coop upgrade, after which I realized that it was Monday and I went and picked up another special special quest. Not sure if I wanted one from Robin, as she needed sturdier bed apparently, or her husband, who did not want it to stay up at night and catch midnight carp. So I decided to go with the angler quest, and I managed to catch only 2 midnight carps and a couple of half-night carps. Day 65, I finally finished Gus's omelet quest, getting 3,000 gold as a reward, after which I found Linus spying at the guy's locker room at the local hot springs, after which I caught 4 more midday carp for Demetrius's quest. On the 666th day, I started by milking my goats, who finally gave me the satanic large goat milk. I mean, on the 66th day, I started by tending to my animals, finally getting large goat milk, after which I tried catching more fish for Demetrius, as I had the bus fixed by the authorities by paying up the last couple of necessary government fees. On day 67, things were confusing as I was all over the place. First, I started with harvesting the crops and tending to the animals, as the ducks were mature now too, and I also wanted to go mining, but I could not forget Jody as well. This caused me a lot of confusion as I was running back and forth, not being able to make up my mind how many things to drop off at the community center, as I ended up only dropping off the yam, and after some highly illegal acquisition of explosives, I went to the desert, met Sandy, bought the 10 beads for Mayo Lewis, and I got to level 33, leaving with only 25 pieces of iridium and a diamond finally for that stupid sturgeon. Day 68 was the weirdest day as of today, and no, I'm not talking about me collecting lots of crops. I'm talking about how there are in museum all these signs, please do not touch. Well, I did the exact opposite, and I rearranged most of the minerals to make it pretty. I have never ever done this in my 950 more hours in game. Damn, I should play some of these other things. Anyhow, I was not sure at the time if my blood sugar was just too high or if I was afraid to go see the traveling merchant, as she yet again refused to sell me the cabbage. However, I have found out if you tickle her purple pig, it makes these weird noises. I then made items for a chef's bundle, and I headed to try and catch the last 2 midnight carps, managing to get just 1. On day 69, I did some hanky-panky with Abigail in the kitchen. I mean, I gave her a birthday gift. There was no hanky-panky because her mom was in the kitchen too. I gave Abigail birthday gift. I bought 2 rabbits from Marty, and I went into the skull mines, reaching level 57. However, the shocking thing was that after I went into the skull mines for the first time, I received mail from Mr.Q telling me to reach level 25, and I thought I would have to do it all over again, but no, he actually did send me 10,000 gold in mail for it. Day 70 was really nice, as I managed to save up a whole lot of goods for the community center, so I was able to finish Marnie's and Gus's bundles, which gave me pink cake as a reward, and I was able to drop off the pumpkins as I finally got harvest ready, and including the large goat milk, making sure I will have my greenhouse ready, as I then had fun encounter with Haley, where we were at Marnie's ranch and we took selfies as she was riding a cow, but unfortunately she fell off and she was all covered in mud, or at least that is what I would like to believe it was. Then she talked about taking a shower. For that she did not, however, need me or the camera. God damn it, what does a guy have to do in order to... I was a perfect gentleman and I respected her choice, as I finished the day by fishing for the last midnight carp, so I get another special quest completed, as I knew tomorrow there would be another one. Day 71 was interesting as I had to do a couple of things, so I started with setting up the greenhouse, realizing I do not have crops for it. But do not fear, Max is here, and I knew Sandy had birthday on that day, so I went to see her. And if you fix the bus and introduce yourself to her before this day, you will even see Emily come visit her. So I got the two lovely ladies some lovely gifts, after which I realized I will not be able to buy starfruit from her. Great. So I instead went and spent my money at Clint's, putting in the request for the iridium pickaxe, as I still had some iridium, luckily enough for me, left over. And then I accepted quests from Wizard to hunt ghosts, as you get really great reward for it. And if you want to know what it is, I highly recommend you check out the entire playlist for my 1.5 series at the beach farm, or I will just link up that one episode with Ectoplasm for you. So anyhow, I went into the mines realizing I have no pickaxe. I had to improvise with some homemade explosives provided by the Miners Guild. Day 72 was the day of the fair, so I decided to collect my rare trinkets and dump them into the garage display, as I have had quite the selection, as my octopus was eating part of Willie's display and my lava eel was making part of Pierre's display with her. As I went around the fair, I pretended to be John Wick's blind cousin Max. I did some fishing, I had my fortune read, I agreed with Evelyn while we grilled George about the zucchini fritters, and then I went home because when Vincent told me moo, just like my cows who refused to produce chocolate milk, he did not wanted to go talk to them on my behalf. Day 73 started as usual. I was busy with work, so the mail from Emily about her clothing therapy would have to wait, as Clint was done with the iridium pickaxe, which I then took to try in the mines, where I came across the legendary prismatic shard, and the day ended by me finding out baby Bacon was born. But now that I think about it, I should have called him baby back ribs. Day 74 got off to a weird start, as I wanted to purchase the heater for my barn, but Barney was too lazy to get behind the counter, and then being mad at her again for refusing to serve customer, I threw a pink cake in her face. I mean, I wished her happy birthday, best of luck, and health, and all that other bullshit. After which I wanted to go and put the 10 beads into Lewis's fridge, but I got surprised by Lewis allowing Emily to host clothes therapy at his place for some reason. And he even left me there alone with Emily, as Clint decided to come back, babbling something while being dressed as a proper Frenchman. He decided to run away, and then I went to see Gus, where I got mad again for donating 24 eggs for him, as he made the giant omelet, where Marnie talked about 100 days eggs, as I was glad I would not get a bad case of salmonella. Day 75 was a busy day, as I got visit from Evelyn about planters, Marnie about cave carrots, and I was running low on funds, so I crafted my own bombs with all the fertilizer, as I went to the oasis where I fed the sleeping dragon and I got my hands on the purple lightsaber, but Disney called and they said I cannot have it, so I had to settle for Galaxy Sword, after which I went into the mines, where I came across 2 prismatic shards and I made it to level 91. On the 76th day, I went and I dropped the cave carrot on Marnie's floor, and while she was in shock, I snuck into her bedroom to take Mayor's shorts, and since I knew there will not be another luau, nor did I wanted to wear them because God knows what they have been through, I decided to donate them to the mayor at the Museum of All Things, where he belongs, as I got from Gunter 3 triple shot espressos, and then I went to hunt for Ectoplasm since I had only 2 days left. Day 77 was amazing day, as I finally obtained the recipe for glazed yams from Queen of Sauce, and when I walked out, I had a nice crop of yams ready, but I had no sugar. So because I had some business to attend to in town, I went to see Pierre where I bought so much sugar it almost looked like an episode of Narcos. After which I delivered Robin a peach because the idiot I was, I sold all my goat cheese and I refused to buy spaghetti from Gus. After which I went into the mines where I finally got the Ectoplasm for Wizard and fulfilled his quest. Day 78, I was not sure still what to do as I bought 2 bouquets of flowers and gave one to the girl who refused to dance with me, did not remember my name, or the one who was employed at Gus's saloon was most likely paying for the rent. She allowed you to use her sewing machine and also took care of an injured parrot. But besides that, I had Robin finally install a silo at the farm and Gus upgrade my axe, while I accepted quests from Gunter for bone fragments. Day 79, I was boning all day long. I was slaying skeletons for Gunter's quest. Day 80 was finally here, and it was raining after ages, which was funny because there was a leak under George's roof. After which I decided to go big and spent a lot of money and hardwood on house upgrade, followed by visiting the mines to pick up the last pieces of bone fragments. Day 81, I finally finished Gunter's quest and I decided to leave the crops until the end of the season for final harvest. However, I did go to see the guild to sell some weapons where I got the skeleton mask, which I planned on using during the upcoming event. On day 82, I was unfortunately again disappointed at the traveling merchant as I had to wait for her to get the red cabbage as I was starting to run out of time, so I decided to at least get a tool upgraded so Iridium Axe would be waiting for me at the start of winter, as on the next day the Halloween event was around the corner. Day 83 was fun as I ventured to the casino, making the guard at the doors explode as I started off good, but I ended up losing it all. So I decided to go cry into this conveniently placed maze in the town where I came across Golden Pumpkin while wearing my skeleton mask, which I got from the guild thanks to me doing Gunter's quest. Day 84 was really bad as after I harvested my last crops, I went to see the traveling merchant who yet again refused to sell me the cabbage seed, and so I went to get my hoe upgraded and I tried to play Junimo Kart, and this is why I do not play games like Cuphead. Day 85 has finally arrived and I knew the game has just begun, as I did what everyone else does when they are not too busy. I started to spend the money which I was working so hard throughout the year, and it started innocently with me getting a shed from Robin. Then I went to wish Krobus happy birthday after that whole thing of him running away, which made for an awkward conversation while I was eating a star drop, while in my other hand I was holding his magnifying glass, as I also purchased a void egg, triple shot espresso recipe from Gus, and couple more things, leaving me with almost nothing in my bank account. Day 86 was a great day as I started it by reading a mail from Demetrius where he sent me the one item that I needed to finish his own bundle at the community center. After that, I picked up my favorite hoe. I got another tool upgraded, after which I let Abigail play with my joystick while she called me her Prairie King. I snuck into her room. We were playing in her bedroom with doors closed. Why does everything I say sound so creepy? Anyhow, I managed to complete another room in the community center, and I was looking for the frozen yams at the most convenient place. And to finish it all off, I went to participate in Willy's Squid Game, which I managed to win. Great, like if I was not creepy enough. I need to mention tentacles now. And I finished the day by finally reaching level 10 of foraging. Day 87 was a good day as my pal Linus had his birthday, so I went into his tent and I gave him a big old cactus fruit, as I'm sure in that small space it will never ever poke him, after which Robin took a lot of my money for Big Shed, and I have spent the rest of the day at the quarry where I came across prismatic shard, diamond, ruby, and more. Day 88 was interesting as I picked up my iridium watering can. I also picked up my golden scythe, but on my way through the cave I also came by these baggy pants, as they however made my ass look big, and I already look like Jesus who ate the Last Supper without the help of his 12 apostles. I decided to not wear them, as the dark saber and ruby ring I sold, and then I finished the day by a cutscene which still haunts me, as after I enter Linus's tent for him to show me something, weird noises are heard and those comments are freaking me out. Day 89 was great. I got really busy and managed to do more than I initially thought I would be able to do, as I started by going to see Clint for that last iridium upgrade, followed by a visit to Robin so I can have a jacuzzi at the farm for the lava eels, as I realized I forgot her hardwood, so I had to return, and in the evening I came across the mushroom level, but unfortunately still no red cabbage. Day 90 was here and I knew I was in some deep trouble, as I was quite sure that the community center might not get finished this way, but because I was missing items like rabbit's foot and there is slight chance of getting it from serpents in the Skull Cavern, I went there finding Mr. Q's secret note, but only getting 62 levels deep. Day 91 was here and I was going to make the most out of it, even if it meant that traveling merchant had no cabbage for me, but lucky for me she did have a spangle, so I can give it to Caroline for her birthday, as I got pleasantly surprised by fighting rabbit's foot in my coop and getting my void chickens hatched, as I continued the day by getting a smooch from Haley in her dark room. Day 92 was here and so was the fishing contest. However, in the morning, I had a bunch of mail either from Lewis about marriage, making me wonder if I will be ever able to get mermaid's pendant during the winter and marry someone, and one of the other notes mentioned that we should go camping to Secret Woods after 10 p.m. So when I went there after I won the fishing contest, I guess Emily was already one big icicle, so she did not want to repeat that, so we will try on another day. Day 93 was something special, as I cannot recall the last time I went into the Skull Mines. I came across 5 or 6 treasure rooms, found the dinosaur egg, and I went there with like less than 20 bombs, and I got to level 100, where Mr. Q made a joke about how despite how amazing I am, nobody is watching, which is probably going to happen with this video too, after which I went camping with Emily, but Bear spooked us, so she wanted to share a tent, and that, kids, is how I met your mother. Day 94 was not so special besides Sebastian's birthday, for which I gave him my void egg after talking aesthetics with Robin and her entire household regarding some bed, after which I found a small fortune at the beach and I picked up a quest from Robin for 1000 wood. Day 95 was the most boring day of the season yet, as I just did some busy work at the farm and I also caught a lot of fish. On day 96, Traveling Merchant failed me yet again, and I was quite sure because of some stupid cabbage I will not be able to finish the community center, and when I went to check the mermaid's pendant, it says I can get it at any day when it rains throughout the entire 4 seasons on the beach, but it never rains during the winter, so no good. Also, I was recording that part of the footage really late one day, and so I did not read the instruction for the mermaid's pendant properly, realizing that if I would use the rain totem, I would be able to summon the spirit and purchase the mermaid's pendant. Day 97, I delivered the void essence to Wizard, who tagged me and kicked me out of the door, after which I looked for the mushroom floor in mines unsuccessfully. Day 98, I was really unhappy as I learned the last recipe from Queen of Sauce. I gave gifts to Emily and Haley, and I see if I can get them to fight. Since I knew I will not be able to marry any one of them, I gave birthday gift to Harvey and I went home. On the 99th day is when the night market was finally here, and well, unfortunately the traveling merchant has let me down again. So I went to cry into the depths of the ocean, where for the first time ever while playing this game, I managed to fish out a pearl. That just proves that having over 965 hours in this game means absolutely nothing. Day 100 was finally here, and I knew that I will not reach any of the goals I have set for myself, yet I was not unhappy. I felt this inner happiness as even while my time on this farm was over, I was not done making videos. And therefore, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank you all for watching this, and for those 200 something subscribers who mean everything to me, and I'm looking forward to your feedback, as I know this is going to be probably longer video than any other in comparison to the other YouTubers, as I never struggled with energy because I scavenged and I did all I could to maximize those 22 to 25 minutes in a day, and most of all, I was just happy that I could go over the part of the game which I enjoyed the most, which is the grind and hustle of setting up your farm. And even if I failed by delivering the cabbage to the community center or marrying someone because I could not get the mermaid's pendant, I still challenged myself and missed only like 1 to 3 birthdays. I think I'm not sure, you will have to tell me in the comments, and I was thinking if I ever do this again, I will try a different farm like Hilltop or Riverland, because I need experience with those farms so I can make guides for you on if you are lacking ideas for layouts. So let me know in the comment section where would you like me to try next time, and if I should make it even more fun and do the remixed bundles. I cannot wait for your feedback, and I will be looking forward to see what you all think, and hopefully I can count with your subscription to the channel, as it does not cost you anything, and I will be working on making sure that I can deliver even better content from now on. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the future uploads.